They may light up screens with bright smiles and flawless performances, but away from the spotlight, many of these beloved actors live with hidden struggles no one can imagine. While fans are busy admiring their characters and shedding tears at fictional dramas, these artists are engaged in real battles, fighting against illnesses, coping with lifelong pain, and facing diagnoses that can shake anyone to the core. Today, we'll uncover the stories of 7 Korean actors who continue their careers while carrying heavy health burdens. And after hearing their journeys, you'll never be able to see them on screen in quite the same way again. To the casual fan, Kim Bum seems healthy, energetic, and successful. His social media presence and constant projects make it easy to believe everything is fine. But what few realize is that this Boys Over Flowers star has been fighting against degenerative arthritis, a condition far more common in the elderly but tragically present in his young body. The roots of his condition go back to 2019, when he was in a serious car accident. His body was left weakened, and though he returned to work, things were never the same. Later, while preparing for his demanding role in Padam Padam, Kim Bum pushed his body to the extreme. He lost more than 11 kilograms in a short span of time, something that shocked even his doctors. That drastic weight loss and strain weakened his muscles, accelerating the onset of arthritis. For years, he concealed his condition, attending events with smiles while quietly enduring constant pain. Only in 2018 did he publicly reveal that he was under medical supervision, undergoing physiotherapy and taking medication to manage the disease. Even today, every drama he films demands incredible effort. Each scene is a battle his fans will never see. Kim Bum is not only a heartthrob of K-dramas, he is also a fighter who continues despite his body's protests. Kim Soo Hyun is admired worldwide as one of Korea's most charismatic leading men. From My Love from the Star to It's Okay to Not Be Okay, he built a reputation for being flawless, talented, healthy, and endlessly charming. But behind that perfect image is a health problem he has lived with since adolescence: cardiac arrhythmia combined with supraventricular tachycardia. At just 13 years old, Kim began experiencing rapid heartbeats, dizziness, and shortness of breath. What seemed like simple fatigue turned out to be a dangerous irregularity in his heart rhythm. Despite this, he never allowed the illness to define him. He pushed forward with his training, auditions, and filming schedules, always cautious but determined not to let the condition end his dreams. Over the years, symptoms would resurface at unexpected moments, but Kim Soo Hyun carried on with practiced smiles. Eventually, he underwent delicate surgery to correct the problem. The operation was successful, though he still requires checkups and medication to stabilize his condition. When fans watch him act, they see confidence and strength. What they don't see is the constant, quiet battle to keep his own heart beating in the right rhythm. In 2006, Jung Il Woo was enjoying the height of his youth when fate struck cruelly. While traveling with his close friend and fellow actor Lee Min-ho, the two were involved in a horrific car accident. Both were gravely injured, but while Lee Min-ho eventually recovered fully, Jung Il Woo's ordeal had only just begun. Alongside broken bones in his wrist and pelvis and dangerous internal bleeding, doctors delivered devastating news. He had developed a brain aneurysm. This meant that inside his head was a fragile blood vessel that could rupture at any time, causing a stroke or even instant death. It was like living with a ticking time bomb. For a young actor with so much promise, the diagnosis was crushing. Every headache, every moment of dizziness, carried the fear that the end might be near. Depression and anxiety soon followed. But Jung Il Woo refused to give up. He followed strict medical advice, maintained regular checkups, and slowly rebuilt his life and career. In later interviews, he admitted the experience completely changed his outlook. "I realized we only live once, and I want to show my true self every day." Today, though he still lives with risk, he continues acting with a depth that only someone who has stared death in the face can deliver. Yoo Ah In. Few actors in Korea are as bold and unpredictable as Yoo Ah In. Known for his fearless performances and outspoken personality, fans were shocked in 2017 when it was revealed that he had been diagnosed with a bone tumor. Though not cancerous, the tumor caused constant pain, weakness, and restricted movement. It was so serious that the government exempted him from compulsory military service, sparking debates and controversies. Medical reports described the tumor as being located in a delicate bone area, making treatment complicated and recovery uncertain. Yoo Ah In chose to keep the details private, continuing to act in physically demanding roles while silently managing his illness. Behind his intense screen presence was a man living with exhaustion and pain. While the public only saw his strength, they had no idea how fragile his health truly was. Today, much about his condition remains unknown, as Yoo Ah In guards his privacy. But one thing is certain, he has faced a battle most will never see, proving that even behind controversies, there is a human story of suffering and survival. Hye Sun has long been one of Korea's most versatile stars, an actress, director, writer, and painter. She gained worldwide recognition for her role in Boys Over Flowers, but during the filming of You Are Too Much, she suffered a terrifying medical emergency. She collapsed on set and was rushed to the hospital, where doctors diagnosed her with anaphylactic shock, an extreme allergic reaction that can shut down breathing and cause sudden death. Although many thought it was a one-time event, it later emerged that she had been struggling with severe allergic conditions for years. Because of her health, the production had no choice but to replace her mid-broadcast, something rarely done in the Korean drama industry. Afterward, she withdrew from the public eye to focus on her health, adopting strict lifestyle changes and undergoing constant treatments. She has described her life as one of living with an invisible enemy that could strike at any moment. Though she eventually returned to her career, Hye Sun's journey is a reminder that behind her many talents stands a woman who daily faces fragility and fear. Geun Young. Geun Young, often called the nation's little sister, was adored by audiences for growing up in the public eye and carrying a pure youthful image. But in 2017, she suddenly canceled all her projects and disappeared from the media. The shocking reason was compartment syndrome, a rare condition in which muscle pressure builds so high that blood circulation is blocked. If untreated, it can lead to permanent damage, unbearable pain, or even amputation. She was rushed into emergency surgery, not once but 4 times, to save her limbs. The recovery was brutal. She suffered extreme pain, physical limitations, and emotional scars. Her appearance also changed. She gained weight, aged visibly, and became more withdrawn. Fans who remembered her as a bright and energetic young star now saw someone deeply changed. For years, she avoided public events, choosing instead to rebuild her life quietly. In interviews, she admitted that the hardest part wasn't just the physical pain, but also the psychological weight of judgment and self-doubt. Today, she has begun making slow returns, not with the same speed as before but with the wisdom and resilience of someone who has endured tremendous suffering. Before the rise of modern K-drama idols, Jung Hwa had already become a legend. She dominated music, television, and film throughout the 1990s and 2000s, earning the title of Korea's Madonna. But in 2010, her unstoppable career came to a sudden halt when she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. While doctors successfully removed the tumor, the surgery came with a devastating side effect: damage to the nerve controlling her vocal cords. Overnight, the woman who built her career on her voice was unable to speak. For months, she lived in silence, unable to sing, act, or even talk to her family normally. The shock was immense. She withdrew completely from the spotlight for nearly 8 years, dedicating herself to recovery. Through endless speech therapy and psychological support, she slowly regained her ability to use her voice. When she finally returned to the stage, her voice sounded raspier, but it carried more depth than ever. Her comeback proved that she was not just an entertainer, but a survivor who rebuilt herself from silence.